So my question is, I'll ask you first, Donna. Where were you before we started working with the training? Like where were you before this all?
In terms of my
mentally, physically?
Before we started, obviously we were in the midst of the COVID issue, so we were able to go to the gym. So I would do, some exercise probably 3 or 4 times a week. Able to do that due to my illness and not being able to go to COVID and all of that. So we were starting to just get really in a different place. I needed to have more interaction, needed to feel like I was physically doing something, and just wanted to change some habits in my lifestyle and my, and improve my body. So that's why we reached out to you.
Awesome. How about yourself, Mark? Where were you before?
Well, pre-COVID, I was recently retired, and we had planned to spend most of our time traveling. When we're not traveling, I had to fill up my days, and so I found myself going to the gym and then sometimes doing it twice just to kind of fill up my day. That all said, I think that what I was doing, I thought was very helpful, but I think what I was doing was exercises that I enjoyed, not necessarily that I needed. And true to form, I didn't have a regimen. I just went for the sake of going and just filling up my day, as I said. Then I found that I would normally just do what I wanted to do, what I enjoyed doing, and I try to avoid certain exercises that I knew I should do, but I didn't want to do. And so now with COVID, where because of my wife's illness, we can't go to the gym, we're looking for something to kind of fill that void. But then we also realized that we needed a regimen in the sense that we could do it ourselves.
We need accountability.
But we wouldn't do it ourselves.
Right.
And then you would fill up our sessions with the certain exercises that I don't like, but I realized was for the greater good. When you showed up for our sessions, even though after the homework we realized that we had to do it because you were coming, and I mean that as a compliment, not as an insult. And so then that was what was very important to us, because we realized that given to our own devices, the best intentions we wouldn't do. So that's why we needed some structure in order for us to get where we wanted to be.
Right. So before, to summarize, you both were kind of like doing what you wanted to do, which may or may not been that much, which is human nature, right?
We were doing what we, but we didn't, you saw results. You were getting bigger muscles and things like that, but it wasn't like we knew what we were doing. We didn't have any guidance, and we were just kind of floundering around, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
And going crazy from COVID, which I totally
exactly.
Very
Still
much,
doing that,
so.
But at least we have, a good hour, 3 hours of the week
filled up.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Well, and you're doing something positive those 3 hours, which is more than a lot of people do. So, what have you learned? Like, and what have you changed? Like, has anything changed for you during the time that we've worked together?
You can go.
Well, I notice results, though we do augment what we're doing with a better diet, and I give my wife credit for that. But a diet alone, I don't think is going to get us where we want to be. particularly because, we're inactive in the sense that hopefully when we get past COVID, we can start traveling again, but we also want to be in shape so we can enjoy that event. So I think we've noticed results in the sense that we are getting closer to where we want to be, and I feel more energetic, which I didn't feel just coming back from the gym. So I think that's the biggest change that I see.
Awesome. So boost your energy.
Definitely boost your energy, and definitely seeing, physical results is huge. Losing inches here and there, and just having, for me, it's important because I'm so fatigued all the time that it's counterintuitive that if I do exercise, it's going to make me not tired, but it helps me and gives me that energy to continue to tackle the rest of my day. So that's huge. And I can say you definitely have improved in terms of your balance. That's huge for you.
Yes, it's sad, but
but that's a big positive.
yes.
You're also getting up off the ground easier,
Yes.
Every time he's doing it easier. His balance,
right.
Your balance is improved. I've seen with you, Donna, your shoulders are so much more toned.
Definitely.
So
I feel
much
it.
more toned. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And it's all good. Bring it on.
And I think that the exercises you give us are rather deceptive in the sense that, they look.
You're walking up and down stairs, but
then
you realize,
but
wow,
they build
that's
on
really,
each other. And
that's really making a big difference in
right.
the backside and my thighs and, all that. It's huge.
Right. And we're exercising areas that aren't necessarily fun. But
yeah, I understand.
There's a method to your approach, and it takes a couple days for one to discern that. Then after a couple sessions, and then you will change things up. But then it kind of clicks to us as to where we're going.
Right.
So I think, it's a matter of trusting in your approach, and then seeing the results. And I think also another good thing is where you periodically check the progress.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an important element
right.
to it, because you're holding us accountable, and we want to make sure that we meet our goals, and that's an important element too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say, we're pretty much novices to some of the exercises that you give us, and so that you are very helpful in teaching us and all of that. And I know it's somewhat can be comical, but it definitely is helpful for you to really go through and explain some of the things that we're doing, because we're deer in the headlights sometimes.
Well, I think that I'm very proud of what you guys have done, and your stick it to it and attitude, and I just think that you guys are just good people. You really are really good people, and it's just for me as a trainer, it's such a joy to work with you.
Yeah,
well, giving you credit back here.
From our perspective, though, I find it's helpful that when I'm working with my wife, in the sense that human nature, when you give us homework for Thursday, one of us may not be in the mood to do it, but invariably the other one is,
right.
And we end up doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important element to it.
Right.
Yeah, I think
we hold each other accountable.
we motivate
right,
each other. Yes.
Right. And you guys kind of
we're competitive.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You guys one time, Donna, you'll be like, I did 15 reps, and then Mark, you're like, I did 20.
I did 20. Of course. I know. I was gonna do 5 more, but yeah. Well, that's not something new, unfortunately. 25 plus years of being together.
So where are you now? How are you like compared to where you started?
Well, we're seeing results, which is huge. As you know, I mean, we've both lost pounds, we've lost inches, and it's actually, that in itself is a huge motivator, because it's like, okay, we already did this, we can do some more, and let's keep going. And that's really kind of where I'm at. Like, let's get going, get some more going.
I concur with the added proviso that, and we were joking about it, but the ability to get up, it's as pathetic as that sounds. It's really important. As the older you get, if you're not always doing it, you find eventually saying, gee, it's a little hard to get up now.
Right.
And so that's a little element, but I think it's an important one.
And I love the fact that you are very aware and conscious of our age and our physical ability, and really wanting to make sure we're not hurting ourselves, and really asking, you making sure you feel it where we're supposed to feel it, not somewhere else. That's huge, because sometimes we don't know any different.
Right.
That it shouldn't be hurting here, but we're thinking, all right, maybe that's part of the exercise. So that's very, very helpful, and it's keeping us, in shape and, not, in good health.
Yeah,
I guess that's what I say.
And I could echo that, but because I have a bad back, as you know, and it's
bad
easy.
Knees.
Yeah, very bad knees, but and both can easily go the other way. And for the exercises, I can't recall which ones, but where I was feeling in my back, and you were saying that you're supposed to be feeling it in your legs, and then that's when I,
modified what you're doing.
Because I realized I could actually hurt myself.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I think it's important that at the very beginning you asked for certain ailments and prior operations and that type of thing, and yes, and this restriction, so that you were aware of what limitations we had.
What you were coming into. Well, I don't know if you were prepared for that, but
that's really great to hear. I'm just very, very proud of how far you guys have come, because we've only been working together just over 2 months. It's not been a tremendously huge amount of time. And we're definitely seeing some results happening for sure.
Yeah.
And you guys are motivating each other. You're helping you work together well. I mean, you do kind of have that little competitiveness. I think it's actually really cute.
I wouldn't call it little.
I don't think our son thinks that, but yeah, it's not so cute. But
I mean, you have a sense of fun with it. You're not doing it to be mean or anything. It's a sense of fun.
It's how we roll. It's how we live.
And if you can make things fun, then you're more likely to stick at it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's not a chore.
Right.
We don't want it to.
No, and then I want to emphasize another element is that how you're very aware of this COVID era, and my wife has an illness, and that's COVID would be devastating for her, and you're very careful in wearing the mask. You always
wiping of everything,
wiping things down before we touch anything, and
very much appreciated.
Yes, very much so.
Thank you. It means, I really care about what I do. I'm always learning, because I've explained to you guys that I have my body ailments too.
Yeah. We're all human.
We all have our challenges as we get older, right?
Yeah.
So I totally get it. But
a lot of people don't, and so that's the sad part of it. So, and that's a reassuring element for us, because we didn't know what to expect. We were going to reach out to find someone, and I had some concerns whether you would show up without a mask and touching everything, but it's just the opposite, and it's much appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you.